anybody's already tuning in, welcome to the first Wednesday Night Fights.
Hey everybody. We are, I guess for those of you who don't know who we are, I'm Julian. Call me Julian in the Discord.
I'm Ori. I think I'm just Ori in the Discord, Ori Faulkner.
Yeah. We're the co-creators of Mighty Fight. So this is our first time doing a Wednesday Night Fights kind of situation. And we just kind of want to, I don't know, play along with you guys. We're going to host some lobbies, take turns bodying scrubs, or more likely getting bodied by our community.
Yeah.
And answering questions. We've got stuff coming up like the Kunio and Ricky DLC, the Miriam Bloodstained collaboration we just recently announced, and stuff about patches, bug fixes, ask us about rollback, netcode. We got a lot of things we can just chat about.
Yeah. But Pagliacci, I am a scrub. Wait, why am I asking Pagliacci? The whole bit is that I am Pagliacci. Never mind.
Just fuck the bit up. Hey,
Z-Spook's here. How you doing?
How you going?
How you going? Listen. Yeah. Did we post in the Discord that we're live?
We sure did.
Sweet. Let's see. We might wait for just a little bit in case anybody else wants to jump in on this one. We've got the Twitch chat at the ready, so
we can answer any of your questions, your burning questions, like why do you make video games for a living, and what are video games? Why did you choose to make a fighting game? Are you truly that crazy?
Yes to all.
Let's do a match with Z-Spook.
Yeah, let's get one going, and then message us either in the Discord or on the Twitch chat if you want in, and we'll go back to lobby and get you in.
Yeah.
Let's see. I am gonna go.
Choose wisely.
I know. You know what? First match of the night, I'll stick with Heckbane. I'm a big fan of the elevator myself. I just like how honest it is.
Ooh, we got a Shadow Tombstone.
That means he's done all of.
No, he did the arcade.
He's done arcade of Tombstone at least.
We don't know if he's done
to rock.
Yeah.
Cause I'm ready to roll.
And by we, I mean I'm just sitting here drinking a beer while you play. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, or have been passively following and paying cash interest, Mighty Fight is a arena fighter, 3D arena fighter, not unlike Power Stone or Air Gaze or the Shrek Super Slams as we've come to embrace and learn. We built the game with a real focus on fighting games.
I got him!
I can't believe you landed that.
He was just barely dropping into it.
Oh, wake up super. Just throw it out.
Oh, I'm gonna eat it for that.
Ori and I have been playing fighting games for a very long time. I've been playing fighting games since Street Fighter 2 came out. And this was kind of our love letter to the FTC. You know, there's a lot of 2D fighters out there, and the question is, we've been asked a couple times, why did you do it? I think the answer is, I don't know if it would be in our wheelhouse, or at least at the time we were designing this, if it would be because this didn't really start life as a fighting game, right?
Yeah.
It kind of started life as more of a party game. It was going to be more of a Bomberman life, if you can believe it. And as we started adding mechanics, we just realized more a proper fighter.
Yeah, I think our love for fighting games is kind of seeped in naturally. Like we were.
Our games
Oh shoot!
I know
okay.
why. Haha. Nope.
I might take a look at the. It'll be in our stream settings. I'll do a quick look at that once we finish up this match. Ah. Oh damn!
Blown up.
I kept thinking that Dash would beat out the spin, but not the case.
Yeah.
No encore.
Oh yeah, that is pretty loud. Let's take this right down.
There we go. Sorry about that. It's the first one of these we've done, or at least the first Wednesday night fights that we've done. We're gonna be doing these regularly every other Wednesday from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been been a minute since we did some community streaming.
Yeah, reclaim your honor.
I must.
But yeah, as we were saying, this game, it's weird that like we kind of got to this point. I think now we would actually be prepared to make a 2D fighter, because I always think they're so pure, right? Like the mechanics of making something as good as KOF or as Street Fighter, the pressure is so high. And like with arena fighters, I don't mean to say that the barrier was low, but it kind of was, like in terms of competitive viability.
Well, it's kind of the thing that like it didn't really feel like it had ever been done to me. Like for like Power Stone to me exists like very adjacent to a lot of like the like the glory days of competitive fighters, like the Capcom side at least. Like it's held in that same regard of like the Dreamcast classics of like the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, and like that whole era, but it never really had the identity of a fighter per se. It was always just kind of like a competitive fighter, but it never really left its party comfort zone.
And I think with Power Stone 1 more than 2, it was kind of always a rush to who can get the Power Stone first, like all 3 Power Stones, and pop a super. Power Stone 2 kind of shook it up in that, the 4-player mechanics allowed for a lot of people to kind of distract, and it was a bit more hectic and chaotic.
Yeah.
But it still kind of had that party game flair to it that we wanted to try and avoid.
Yeah, I think like we wanted to, not go so far that it loses that kind of like identity that a lot of people love Power Stone for, but kind of like experiment with it and say like, well, what if this was something that people ran competitively? Like, what if we just put a little more focus on the characters' abilities and like what makes them different, and just more emphasis on combo setups and just like the freeform nature that people love about like hyper fighters and like other like Capcom era fighters.
And it's kind of like we kind of did a bit of a grab bag with MFF. And I don't remember when we made the decision to not have a traditional guard. I remember the Breaker coming about because I'm a huge Guilty Gear fan, so I really like bursts. We're big KI fans, and combo breakers work really well. And I think that we kind of glommed onto that to keep things moving. Because the thing about a traditional guard is, okay, in a 2D fighter it works, but what happens if you're guarding in a 3D fighter on one side and someone jumps over you?
Yeah.
In a 2D fighter you auto adjust, right? You auto flip. But if you have 4 players, what are you just going to guard in the direction that you face? Do you eat it from behind?
Yeah.
At which point that changes the meta to be all about cross-ups and jumping over. There's a lot of one does not simply add a guard to a 3D game.
Well, yeah, even just like the basic logic of like highs, mids, and lows doesn't really exist in 3D space, unless you do like games like Virtua Fighter or Tekken or what have you, are in 3D arenas, but they're very much locked at like 2D perspectives, and like you can kind of sidestep to gain advantage on things, but it still is rooted in like the 2D principles, whereas this kind of format of game doesn't have that at all. So you kind of have to redefine your own rules.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, to be reductive, but Tekken is effectively Fatal Fury. You can move into the back area to dodge an attack, and it's not the same, but it is. You know what I mean? Also, welcome Soda Inc., new to the community.
Hey,
and,
welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, so we're asking where can you get the game? Mostly everywhere. We're on PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC right now. No Xbox at the moment, but we will figure that out once we have more of an idea of what our community is and what our community wants.
Yeah.
We just announced, back in December, we announced our partnership with Arc System Works. We are going to be releasing Kunio and Ricky from the Downtown Neketsu River City Ransom franchise coming as a DLC later this year. And very recently, just to coincide with our launch, we announced our partnership with Igarashi-san and Artplay on bringing Miriam from Bloodstained to the game, which is absolutely exciting. Just as like geeking out, getting to work with people like Kaneko-san at Arc and Igarashi-san on this is just like, well, dream come true.
Something I've been like really selfishly happy about with our guest characters is like just the opportunity to work with like some really like well-established legacy devs that like I've been playing their games for so long, and like to be able to work with people at Playtonic who are responsible for a lot of those like classic 90s era games, like same thing with Human Nature with the Toe Jam and Earl guys, and now like River City Ransom and like the classics of the Metroidvania genre is like just kind of mind-blowing.
Let's pop back to lobby in case someone's
let's see. We got Tim Lee, what's up?
Hey, welcome. Let's do a 3-for-all.
Yeah.
And again, by let's, I mean I'm just here to criticize everything where he does.
I was gonna say you want to hop in, but no, you just want to see me lose. That's great. That's fine.
But one of the things that we were thinking when we were designing this game is we actually had no intention like for this to become a crossover fighter originally. Yeah,
well, like we just kind of went into it like coming with our original roster and kind of like building this like this world and this whole like story we had planned out that we didn't quite get to get the opportunity to tell, but yeah, we just kind of naturally fell into some got some ideas of like, oh, we should reach out to like the Toe Jam and Earl people because we have some cool ideas on what we can do with Toe Jam and Earl in this system. And we didn't really go into it thinking like, oh man, we got to check the boxes of like we got to make this like this franchise versus this franchise.
Yeah, and we're really like we really are into building our own universe and our world and the lore of our characters. And I know we've got a lot of like super jokes and like a lot of dumb humor, but we genuinely love our universe and our world, and we want to play around in it a lot more.
Yeah, so like it definitely like as we add more characters and announce more stuff, there's always a really big possibility for more original characters. It's definitely on our minds.
Yeah. Fun fact, we were so concerned that everyone would hate Lex that we considered replacing her.
Yeah, there's something about, like, she was one of, if not the first, like, I think the first 2 characters we designed.
Yeah, Heckbin and Lex were our first 2 characters just to kind of really emphasize very different play styles and see how they could work out together. Mm-hmm. And, like, as all our other characters kind of shaped up and and the proportions kind of set in, Lex was the odd one out, and we were thinking about, okay, can we redesign her? What can we do to make her like a bit cooler? Is she too complicated? Because her moveset is like one of the bigger ones in the game, at least at the time when we were making these decisions and thinking about it. And turns out people really dig her. Wow,
that was the wrong time to do that.
Psycho crushed into that. Yeah, Empty Bacon. It's open lobby. So I don't know what you called the lobby, but
it should. I think it's just. I know actually. It's something like calling all takers or like open to everybody.
Some welcoming message.
We'll go back to the lobby after this one.
Empty Bacon, it's crossplay, so you can the lobby is open to everybody on any platform.
Yep.
So that's another thing. We are on almost every platform, and we're crossplay for all of them. It took a lot of wrangling and a lot of work, but it's been worth it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure, like, crossplay is a big, even from, like, me as a player perspective, I love when that's a possibility. But just, like, keeping, making sure that, like, it's like, one big online ecosystem that, like, no matter what system you're on, if your friend has it on PS5 or, but you don't have a PS5 yet, or if you're on Switch, then no matter what, you're able to play with each other.
Yeah. Watch out, or you are on Magic Pixel.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong health bar. this whole time.
Speaking of crossplay, Tim Lee is playing on another platform.
Yes.
Fun fact, due to platform requests and constraints therein, we're not allowed to actually identify what platform the crossplay players are on. It's a delicate balance because, you know, Sony doesn't want people using Nintendo trademarks and vice versa, and you know it gets a little messy. So we just kind of opted for that globe thing.
Yeah. Is there? Oh, hold on. Should be visible now.
Yeah. Empty Bacon. If you want to pop in, the lobby is open. We'll wait a little bit or start a new match. Who knows? Cool news. So I don't know if we've announced it publicly, but we are working with the Yeti to do our vinyl soundtrack distribution.
Yes.
And so that's really cool. We got some really nice art today. We got final packaging designs, so that's going to be available. So soon you'll be able to listen to those sweet T. Lopes, Manami Matsumae, James Landino, and Vince DiCola tunes.
Absolutely.
On your turntable with your sweet DJ setup.
Absolutely. I've been super excited just seeing that vinyl come in. Like, there's some really cool art associated on that, like the album art that we got in.
Oh, it's so cool. The artist is Logan, and I don't remember their surname, but I will look them up because they're the Yetis, one of the artists the Yeti works with, and just a perfect like smash up of a new style doing a take on our characters. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We have a chat question from Zatmius. First of all, thank you for the game. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're going to keep releasing characters, right? Originals? Yes.
Yes.
So, as we mentioned, we've got Kunio and Ricky and Miriam coming. We're also working on a whole set of original character designs, and we're going to pick which ones we want to develop. We've already got a couple, so no promises here, but Crystal's end form from the end of her story, kind of final form Crystal, is a character we've been batting around.
Yeah, there's ones that we wanted to include in the original release, but just kind of like didn't have the had to put them on the back burner and for the sake of time. But we have a bunch of like character concepts that we've already kind of hinted in people's arcade endings and stuff on like potential new characters.
Yeah, the way Ori and I design characters is we usually just like play video games and drink beer until the characters' ideas sound good.
Yep, that's exactly how it happens.
Like, what if Stingray was a government experiment who also works for his country, but he loves a turtle.
It's like, why do we call him Stingray? Well, because it sounds cool. Does he have any Stingray DNA? Does he have Stingray abilities?
Absolutely not.
Who cares?
He's not the Psycho Crusher. Stingray's spin.
Really waiting for your explanation on how Stingrays do Psycho Crushers.
Ooh, any hope for a co-op beat-em-up mode, or is it too early? So, fun fact, this game was originally way larger scoped.
Yes.
We had a whole story mode planned out with like mini games and side quests and side gameplay concepts. And it was going to kind of play out like a little bit like Marvel Ultimate Alliance in the Avengers Tower, those kind of things in between missions. And we just realized like it was just going to be too big for us to accomplish with the team size and the time we had.
Yeah.
So we were obviously looking at things like Tekken Tag Tournament and the beat 'em up mode from Tekken 3. And so, long story short, nothing official planned. It's really going to depend on the game and how it grows.
Yeah.
But would I love to make a co-op beat 'em up mode in this universe? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like with the system that we've made, it scales really well for it.
Yeah, we've certainly thought about how like a beat 'em up structure would work with this kind of combat system, and it's definitely on our minds. So
one of the things we have been thinking about is the viability of adding more party-like elements to the game. So we've built this strong competitive foundation, but the idea of like, well, what if we add a coin battle mode, or what if we add a mode that's reminiscent of Power Stone, where to get your hype attack, you have to collect MacGuffins and knock them out of players and things like that, just to shake up the gameplay that we have.
yeah.
Just because, like, it seems like we've satisfied or accomplished our goal of, or are continuing to accomplish our goal of keeping competitive players happy. But I think we might have sacrificed a little bit of the casual friendly side of the game as a result.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the question a lot from players about like items and some of the other like Power Stone kind of staples that we sort of walked away from when we were initially designing this, but we're always thinking about new stuff we can bring in, and that's something I think we would probably do.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we got spectating going on.
Yeah, so you have the option if you're just watching this for the first time. There's spectating options in lobbies as well. So if you see like a person that they're instead of yellow, they've got like kind of a pink box, that means that they're selected to spectate.
Yeah. We're gonna expand. So one of the things we are gonna do, a couple definitive things. We want to expand the lobby options so you can set custom timeouts. Because I know that there's a lot of games, especially with really pro players, tend to skew towards timeouts because of zoning and people knowing they're neutral.
Yeah.
So allowing to set the lobby time, growing the lobby beyond 4 to allow for multiple spectators is something we want to do. We just wanted to make sure that we had a solid foundation to work from when we launched.
Yeah.
GG's Empty Bacon.
Yes, thanks for popping in.
This music is like a Need for Speed when you're in your garage customizing. Yeah, that's so like the way we approached our vision for the music that we communicated to T and James and Matsumai-san and Decola was just like, we've got some ideas. Like, here are some rough beats we want to hit. Like the Mighty Fight Federation theme. When we were talking to Vince, we were like, we kind of want it to be reminiscent of the ESPN football music.
Yeah.
But like that era where the Monday Night Football music all sounded like JRPG battles. And we're like, could you give us one of those? Do something like that. And same thing with like T and James. We're like, well, this is the character, but just run with it. Mm-hmm. And as a result, we got such a diverse, badass soundtrack. I'm exceptionally proud to have worked with such talented folks on this.
Oh yeah.
And we are releasing it digitally as well as the vinyl release, so you guys will be able to buy it on Steam and Bandcamp and listen to it on your Spotify's or Deezer or iTunes or wherever people are listening to music nowadays.
Yeah.
We're just trying to do it right so that, everyone can access it in the best way and all that jazz.
Oh, I already used my super. What am I doing?
Is there any way you can add Hyperion commentary, WWE style?
That would be awesome, actually. That's a great idea.
That would be hilarious, yeah. We did actually have an idea early on about adaptive dynamic commentary that we kind of threw out because we realized it would be annoying.
Yeah, like one of the things I try to do with the sound design is that, like, the whole concept is that this is like basically like a televised pay-per-view, but only for one person.
Yeah.
And it's run by that person. So there's like things when you activate like hype factor or you do like a hype attack or something, you should hear some like audience cheers and stuff. But there was also like ideas of like, well, what if you whiff? Well, the crowd goes like boo or boo, and didn't quite get to that level just yet.
And if you haven't noticed, the announcer who announces character voices, let's get hype fight, hype attack, and all that jazz, is the same voice actor as Hyperion, intentionally. He's doing a different like take on the voice style, but we wanted Hyperion to be the announcer within his own realm.
Yeah.
So there's that. Tell us the truth. Was it hard to get Kunio in the game? How did you get the approval of ARC? Tell us the story. So, like everything in the games industry, it's mostly about knowing, having existing relationships in the games industry. So I've been doing this for a long time, and as a result, I've worked with some cool people and collaborated with some cool people, and I became friends with Voldiway, the founder of Way Forward, years ago. Back in like 2008, I think is when we met, 2007.
Oops.
Oh, hey, we got Mango
we got
10.
Mango.
So hey, that's good. So yeah, back in 2010 or 2008 rather, I met Voldy, and we just stayed really good friends, and we would hang out in LA and just chat about our respective companies and all that jazz. And River City Girls came out. Come on, Spook.
No, I already said to Ready, I think. But
damn.
we'll get you in on the next one for sure.
But yeah, so River City Girls, they had released and worked on with Arc System Works, and it's an awesome game. We absolutely, we played through it here at the office while we were working on Mighty Fight. And I reached out to Voldy and I was like, so how did you get, like, what's your relationship with Arc? And they talked about having, just long-standing back and forth with them and some ideas that they were working on. And I asked if he'd be interested in making an introduction. Mm-hmm. And so we did. And we were introduced to Kaneko-san over at Arc System Works, who is the grand creator of the Downtown Neketsu series. And he was like, well, who are you? Have you worked with Voldy before? And Voldy's like, no, we're just, casual friends, occasional acquaintances. We drink together. And he's like, I see. So we prepared this pitch, and it was a long process. We prepared a pitch of what our vision for... Originally, we were talking about doing Kunio and Ricky, but like more River City Girl style, because we thought that's kind of what they wanted, given that was the focus.
Yeah,
right?
It was like the most recent adaptation of those characters.
Mm-hmm. And we went back and forth with like moveset ideas, stage design, and then there was a lot of like getting things translated in between and going back and forth. And eventually we we weren't really in agreement on stuff, and like we hadn't really coalesced until we hopped on a Zoom call together, or it was a Google Hangouts or something. And that was, I think, what sealed it for both of us. Like, we just realized that we really kind of had similar design mentalities and similar inspirations, and we just got to chatting about like the kinds of stuff we like in games, and that kind of really sealed it. And then we decided to go with the more traditional Downtown Neketsu style designs, and Renegade, like kind of like a halfway point between Renegade and Downtown Neketsu.
Yeah, I think our designs actually kind of landed a little closer to like the Super Dodgeball designs for Neo Geo.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we, oh man, poor Killbot. We really wanted to make it feel like, like as we tried to do with Toe Jam and Earl and yooka-laylee, like we wanted to make it feel like a love letter to that entire series. And River City and like Renegade and Downtown Neketsu has been like so long running that there's all sorts of different games like Crash and the Boys, like all these awesome sports games.
Oh, that was just a good double team on Remy there.
And like, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that like the movesets that we designed for them pull from just about everything.
Yeah, you're gonna see like dodgeball references. You're gonna see Crash and the Boys references.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a really smart counterplay.
That was a good read.
Oh man, good stuff, Mango. And the second clone.
Oh, hey, Mega Power. Thanks so much. That's our buddy Anthony, Antonio rather. And game's looking great, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you.
And AR Video Games. Hey guys, hope all is well. Oh, thank you, AR. Man, you've been so supportive. We're extremely, extremely happy to have your support, and like the entire community support. But like, it's so hard launching an indie game in 2021. Our whole marketing plan for our launch year was making sure we were at every major at fighting event in the world. Like, we had plans. We had already been booked to do Combo Breaker of the previous year. We'd been the year prior. We were already on the books to do CEO. And then COVID hit, and we were like, oh fuck. And we were already like booking for Evo of 2020, and then suddenly like it all kind of came crashing down, and we didn't really know how to rebound, right? Yeah,
it's tough to. I'll definitely say it's tough to market like a 4-player like couch fighter when you can't be on a couch with 3 people. And you know, like we're pretty happy with our online, and like rollback was a big like making a seamless
no.
rollback system.
We
We'll get everybody back in. I meant to go back originally, anyways. We lost Z-Spook on that first one. But yeah, we just obviously online's a big part of our game, but like it meant a lot to us to be able to go to these events and to be able to show off the game in person, and not being able to do that was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Definitely miss it, and I hope excited about the future for Evo and Combo Breaker. Hopefully those events have weathered the storm as well as they can.
Well, Sony's investment in Evo is going to be really interesting.
Yes.
To see how that plays out. Yeah, nothing replaces in-person human interaction. It's so true. Like, I don't know, just even take away all the like lag and latency and all that. Just like reading someone's body language and being able to like trash talk them in person.
The energy level is definitely a whole other thing.
Tim says wait for me.
Oh yeah, we'll wait for you to jump in. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
But yeah, it's definitely been
I think it was.
Oh, no, Spook. No one was tired of your Tombstone. Sometimes like client disconnects are a little weird with crossplay. We're still trying to iron that out. One of the things we're adding to the patch that's coming out really soon is a timer on stage select and character select. So if somebody walks away, you don't just kind of like hang out there. It'll eventually just start the match and select stuff for you.
There's some stuff that I think we'll add to the, like, once we do like our big lobby settings update, just some additional sound design for when somebody jumps in your lobby. So if you've got that running in the background and you're checking Twitter or whatever, just so you don't miss somebody.
And on the end of match screen, we want to show the current members of the lobby so you can definitively know.
Yeah.
So like we really want to do quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
Checking chat here.
Is this the right room?
I love Shadow Tombstone. Looks so sick.
Oh yeah, Shadow Tombstone's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zatmius, actually I wanted to thank you. All the Neketsu games, including Dodgeball, are a really important part of my childhood. And to see those characters here was an amazing surprise. Made me love the game even more. It made my gamer heart so happy. Please keep alive the support of the game for a long time.
Oh, thank you
so much. That really means so much. Because like, sometimes it feels like you're developing a game in a vacuum. It's especially without like physical events and stuff to get the hype flowing.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to hear that people really dig what we've made. We're a really small team. Like Ori and I are the core creative. Oh, that was good. That was almost everybody with crystals hype. Our narrative design was by Brandon Hicks, who is a great friend of ours, whose comedy stylings kind of really made our dialogue shine.
Yeah.
And our team is kind of scattered all over Canada and the world, but mostly Canada. But for the brunt of the development, it's been Ori and I at the very beginning and here at the very end, right? So we're doing what we can to like make something that is super special.
Yeah, and it always makes me feel really good when we're working on a guest character like the River City Boys, and if it rings true to the biggest fans of those games, then I think we've done a good job.
Yeah,
I'm really excited to show it off to.
Oh my God! All three. That's a Chivo.
Yeah, if you don't have that achievement already, you do now. 3 freeze.
Yeah, there's your JoJo reference in the move. the Chivo list. We don't like the idea of doing cameos for cameo's sake. We don't like the idea of doing anything for anything's sake. Like, it's got to be something where we believe in.
Yeah.
Which is why, we haven't gone and pursued characters that we don't love. Right?
Yeah, like there's ones that I think people sort of expect from games like this, and from indie game crossovers and stuff, and we're big fans of like lots of like all sorts of games and stuff. But we're just the ones that we're most excited about are the ones that I think you're gonna see more often.
Yeah, and like ones that we love and things that we, you know, and we skew a little, like we're older, so we tend to skew a little bit more nostalgic in some of the stuff that gets us excited.
Yeah, but like like Miriam is a good example of like a really, and like yooka-laylee, like they all so far have had like really deep roots in classic gaming.
Yeah.
But Miriam, like we love the Bloodstained games. And that was just such a immediately like, oh my gosh, if we can get that would be amazing. Could you imagine we do some moves from like we pull from the 2D ones, but also Ritual of the Night, and like she's got all these cool different ways of locomotion and weapon types. And
she's gonna have a really bulky move set. We've
Oh,
got
yeah.
it planned out, and it's big.
yeah, I'm excited for people who like really get into the tech and the combo systems of these characters. I think you're going to be really surprised with this
one. And for
one.
people who are wondering, Kunio and Ricky are not echo fighters of one another.
No.
They kind of, the idea was to originally make them somewhat echo fighters of one another, and then we got carried away, and now they are, I think they share 3 moves. Like, I think it's just their jab, the first 2 moves of their jab string, and their overhead jump kick. And that's it.
Yeah, like there's certain things that like, there's like a handful of things like that I think were just true to how characters move and play in the River City, in like the Downtown Neketsu series in general.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they tend to punch a certain way, they tend to do jump attacks a certain way, but Kunio and Ricky really diverge in the rest of their moveset, and they feel very unique.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who have been asking us about items,
yeah, those if you want items in this kind of gameplay system, keep an eye on the River City characters.
Yeah, they're going to be built around that. Same thing for those of you like looking for a more beat 'em up style interaction.
Yeah, true.
It's going to be the first stage in the game that has a back and forth stage transition.
Yeah. So like the one that we're on has transitioned to the interior from the rooftop that somebody's gonna fall into very soon. But yeah, this one's gonna be more in line with like, you know, like if you're playing River City, like those games are typically have like a kind of an interconnected world. Like it's basically the world's first open world beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the open world nature of Downtown Neketsu, right? Like, there's shops for upgrading your abilities and leveling up.
It really makes it feel like you are a part of this town, and like it's a story that involves everybody, like from different schools, and that's what I love about it so much.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even really. I don't think I even really like picked up on that with the level we were making until like once it was in place, and we're like, that actually it works like a River City level. Like it's very, very cool.
Fun fact: when there's a conversation I was having with Kaneko-san on a call at one point, and we were just talking about like Double Dragon and you know the kunio-kun saga and like how they kind of interrelate with one another. And I brought up a Bobo, and he just looked at me so perplexed, and he was like, "Why is everyone in the West so obsessed with a Bobo?" It was good.
It's hard to explain. It's just like he's a Bobo. Sometimes things are just cool.
He's great.
Yeah. He's huge. Like his name is a Bobo. Like what's not to love?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got dunked by Toe Jam here.
Yeah, you eat your vegetables. I mean, it's a fruit, but
it is a
eat
fruit.
your vegetables. Oh, the hit stuff.
Oh, look at this corner pressure.
Oh, the Heck Bane just and Toonstone and Toe Jam, Tomato and Toe Jam, Toonstone. God damn it.
There you go. You found it. It's like what they used to call the Rock and Sock connection. It's the Toonie Tomato. It's not even Toonstone on screen. Why are we talking about Toonstone?
It's not that easy now, is it?
Oh man.
But yeah, it's been a real like this has been a few years of our lives focused on this, and it's nice to see other people out and enjoying it.
Yeah. It's felt really good seeing like the community starts like forming over the last year, and yeah, just really warms my heart to see like people like really digging into the game and you know, telling people, you know, seeing some word of mouth go out. Who am I gonna be this time? Lex. Oh, fun fact. I love the you know, for years there have been, you know, like the Ryu situation, but that was like long before like voice acting was like a big thing in video games. But like everybody, you either fall into the Lex crowd or the Lexi crowd,
or you're a weirdo and you say it right, L.exe.
But it's funny how like that even applied to Dave's narration, and that like the first recording stuff that we did for like the early prototypes and stuff, he said Lex, and then some of the newer stuff that we got from him had Lexi, and we're like, oh shoot,
which one we go with?
I forgot which one we settled on, but yeah. In-house, I think we go with Lex, but it's definitely, if you're a Ryu person, you're a Ryu person. That is completely valid.
I mean, not really, because that's not how you say it in Japanese.
Well, no, but you're never gonna
change.
That ship has sailed.
It's GIF, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to throw bones at people who are wrong.
Well, you thought you were gonna go out here and just throw out your hype attack?
Hell yeah.
Think someone would do that? Go on the internet and throw hype attacks?
Oh, that was a good red breaker. Oh! I thought that was going to catch for a second there. My life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah. And here we have Spook saying, "Oh, I only play Tombstone." That was pretty clutch. And we're pretty happy, like, honestly, with the way the netcode has been holding up crossplay. I know there's been some, like, the biggest issues kind of come from little bugs here and there and like, disconnect stuff. But you'll be happy to know that the upcoming patch fixes some of the more egregious glitches.
Yeah.
Like characters disappearing, or the community named Zen handbag glitch.
Yeah, that's gonna be a memory of the. I think the community's gonna miss that one, but we did fix it.
Yeah, and we've submitted the patch, so. We've got a dead Heckbane who is not respawning. Ah, speaking of glitches, that is one I have never seen.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Oh, Xavius, thank you so much for talking about a certain Capcom game to your friends and getting them hooked on it. You know what? Like, we kind of wear our heart on our sleeves here. We know that Power Stone is a huge influence for us, and we're not afraid to say it, but we're also, hey, heck,
there they is.
Fun. That one must have been like a really big disconnect, but or like a rollback.
Yeah, but glad it was able to resolve.
Yeah, and like because we love Power Stone. Like for me, I bought my Dreamcast on $99.99, and Power Stone was one of the first games I got. After Sonic Adventure.
Oh yeah.
And it never left my mind. Also, I was a proud owner of Air Gaze.
Oh, God bless the ring.
If any of you ever played that, it was Dissidia before there was Dissidia.
Yeah, it was I think the first fighting game that had Final Fantasy characters in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Swag.
Nice.
Glad you guys are cool with people mentioning the Power Stone influence. Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, it's in our Twitter bio, I think.
Yeah, the only place I didn't want to really like just outright say it was on like, you know, the store page, because I feel like it's not the classy thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Like it's no secret that this is very much a love letter to Power Stone.
Not sure what you did, but I had no characters on my screen. When you KO'd me, I was back LMAO. Yeah, that was a weird, weird desync with you, Spook. But it It ended up sorting itself out somehow, so...
It did.
Is tomato a fruit or a vegetable? It is a fruit because it has a seeded...
It's like seeds within
of a flower.
Yeah.
However, I would culinarily classify it as a vegetable.
Yeah, it's prepared like a vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a real is a hot dog a sandwich question. You know? The real things people should be asking is is a sandwich a hot dog?
Whoa.
Right? Is a pizza a hot dog?
Well, it's like is a house a box or is a box a house?
Well, it depends on if you live in the box.
Well, yeah. Well, like not all sandwiches are hot dogs, but all hot dogs are. Wait.
Like that band living in a box with their album living in a box,
Yeah.
with their song living in a box.
Living in a cardboard box.
That is like my favorite, when a band is the same name as their debut single, which is the same name as their eponymous album.
I wonder how that ties into the Metal Gear timeline.
It's Snake's favorite song. Big Country almost had it. Big Country is the name of the band, and the song is Big Country, but the album is not Big Country.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty upsetting.
Was it named after a different song, or was it just like one of those albums that just has nothing to do with any of the, like the name of the album isn't any of the songs? It's just like a concept or something?
I think that's the case.
Yeah.
It's like how Jefferson Starship's album that We Built This City appears on it. The album is called Knee Deep in the Hoopla, which is a lyric from We Built This City.
Yeah.
It is a terrible name for an album.
That's a very strange one.
Yeah.
Not great SEO, Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, really showing those guys
for
who's boss.
your 80s hit.
I think that was after one of the members of the band beat the other one into a bloody pulp.
Whoa.
They got into like a bar fight. Yeah, like a time like I'm tired of your shit and like broke ribs.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I think I missed that VH1 special.
Yeah, that Jefferson Starship / Airplane / Jefferson or / Starship. Real interesting band turmoil. But anyway, back to Mighty Fight. I don't know if you guys can tell, we're really late 80s, early 90s influenced in this game too. Maybe many people have rightfully pointed out the kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles-esque aesthetic of Heckbane.
Oh, yeah.
With Stingray, we were really going for a Rob Liefeld, Image Comics era, Youngblood, Wildcats style character.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing with like Killbot is an homage to the ABC Warriors from Judge Dredd, and just lots of like, visual fun aesthetics that we wanted to see kind of recreated.
Yeah, I think like especially it was basically like what would our take on this concept or this character design like Heckbane was absolutely like, well, what if we got to make our own Ninja Turtle villain, or like like following the design principles of somebody fell into another vat of Shredder's ooze,
Yeah.
and they happen to be like running a gym or something. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, he's kind of like Mondo Gecko meets like Bebop.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be a dream for us to have Kevin Eastman design a character.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be a dream come true.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, you might notice if you've been following us for a long time, one of the recent updates we put in now has projectile clashing.
Yes.
Which has changed some of the neutral game considerably.
Yeah, we originally didn't have projectile clashing, and it just made projectile spamming a weird kind of, I don't know. It felt like Crystal had an overwhelming ability to overwhelm.
Well, especially when I think originally she was able to shoot through her own ground traps, so she could basically put up a barricade and just hide behind it like a cover shooter, which wasn't unintentional, but I think it was a little oppressively unfair the way it originally was. So we've kind of smoothed that out, and in the process made it so now all projectile types have kind of a defined set of health versus damage output, and it kind of makes that calculation when they clash what should win out, if they both destroy each other, and what have you.
Yeah. Oh, Zatmia said the first thing they saw when they saw Heckbane was they thought it was a TMNT villain style character. So good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm glad that rings true.
We can thank. So it's funny because Heckbane was visually designed by Lindsay Gallant, who is an amazing concept artist, great character designer. But the name, we do have to give credit to Christina Danilon, another fantastic artist. You know her work from Studio Yoda and Titmouse, and works on Sonic Mania and stuff like that. But she came up with the name Heckbane, and it just really stuck.
It was such a great like play on the like doggo pupper speech, but of just like, you know, making this cartoonish hellish character, but you can't say the word hell. Like something about that was just like really
Well, it's
funny
exactly
and
what they
appealing.
would name a '90s character. Like we always have Shredder being like, "Oh darn, those gosh darn turtles."
Yeah,
Like,
we can't ever kill the turtles. We must destroy the turtles.
Yeah.
Send them to the Dimension X.
The dark dimension.
Yeah. Shout outs to 4 kids in the Fox box.
Oh, Zamius, thank you so much for saying we have good taste in games. Wait till you hear our
Oh, that was a camera thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
It
was
was
a
going.
slow-mo
It was
glitch.
it wasn't a slow mo. It wasn't a glitch. It was positioned so that it would go behind one of these barristers.
So CEO, his move set and like visual design is mostly inspired by SNK games. Because I am a huge, and I always have been, a big mark for Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. And we totally like riffed on the idea of the armor of Mars from the Fatal Fury motion picture.
Yeah. Laucorn Godimus himself. Yeah, it was like he was. I think a lot of it was like Hauser's design.
Or Krauser.
No. Well, I mean,
Or
Hauser was one of the
Hauer.
minions.
Hauer.
Sorry. But to that point, also, he's very much like a play, both on Krauser and Geese, in that like somehow these like, you know, powerful martial artists that, you know, run their own tournament, they're just extremely wealthy and just like kind of owns some of that like 80s businessman aesthetic.
Yeah, I love that they're all like weird rich dudes. So I guess if you're I guess if you're like, you know, big enough to run a fighting game tournament, you're pretty wealthy.
Which is like, not only will I fight you in my, you know, like island estate, I have an entire Philharmonic orchestra that will be playing Dies Ira the entire time.
So he's got, like, Charged Up CEO's projectile is definitely an homage to the Kaiser Wave.
Yes.
And, like, we've got, even Crystal's got a power dunk. I think we might even call it power dunk.
I think it might be named that, yeah.
So we're unabashed, you know, SNK marks. And I think SNK deserves more love. They're getting it nowadays. Like Sam Cho is really great, and KOF 16's on the way out.
Definitely, since you know, I think there was a little bit of a moment when 14 came out. Like that was kind of them jumping back into the fighting game scene after a long hiatus. But I think in the last few years, they've really kind of like reclaimed the identity of SNK fighters.
I think it took a while, right? Because SNK, like they had to, the Playmore, like the original founders of SNK founded Playmore, and then they had to buy the rights to the name back and like the IPs back from like the holdings company that owned SNK. And then it took them a while to get on their feet, and then they made a ton of money in China on the mobile game. And I think that was enough to like allow them to reinvest in their own properties.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Andrew's here.
Hey!
Yo, welcome. Ooh, and a party of 8 Raiders.
Ooh!
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ange.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. We're just playing through the game. We've got lobbies open. We got a full-up lobby here, but if you guys want to start your own lobbies and chat amongst yourselves, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can ask us questions. What's up? Well, we're just talking about Mighty Fight. We were talking about our DLC plans, talking about like how we got Kunio and Ricky into the game and those kinds of stories, and just kind of waxing about our favorite SNK games currently.
Sorry. Oh, I was just there was, what was that SNK game we played a couple. I think it was like a month ago or so. No, more than that. It was like this SNK fighter I hadn't heard of. It had the best Poochie.
Aggressors of Dark Combat.
Maybe it was the one that had the guy in the dog suit. It was like Shinkiro art.
You're talking about
awesome.
Matcha Melee.
Matcha Melee.
Which is it's actually, I think it's Data East.
Is it? Okay.
It was on Neo Geo.
It was, and it has I think Shinkiro's like a character artist, so it kind of like looks.
It's the final evolution.
Oh my god!
It's the final evolution of the fighter's history, or Data East franchise. But yeah, Matcha Melee. That's one of the weirdest fucking games, and I love it.
Oh, it was so fun.
And it's become one of my. Oh god.
I don't know if you caught that for a while there. I was getting hit by everybody's projectiles at the same time.
He's pulling all the
All
Pokemon.
Right. You can't hold 10 Pokemon.
But yeah, I got really into Matcha Melee. We actually did a bunch on Fightcade.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good time. Aggressors of Dark Combat, though, that game is terrible.
I'm trying to remember which one that was.
It's the one with the Kiss Super, the like.
Oh yeah. That was hard to play. It was like really hard to learn. But yeah, I remember that.
And just saying she loves ToeJam and Earl's moveset.
Oh,
thank you. It's been like. It was so fun to come up with it and like try to make as many homages to the games as possible without getting too gimmicky. Like, we had all kinds of ideas for like, even with Earl, like, if you place a present, one of them might spawn a boogeyman. And
yeah, there was some randomness to the presents we had. Like we had originally thought up like kind of how presents work in ToeJam and Earl. Like the effects of them can be kind of randomized.
Yeah.
But there was something about, I think, philosophically, I think people like randomness when it's beneficial more than when it's negative. Like case in point, Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Like the fact that when I do side B, it could be a 9, and that would be awesome, and anything in between is also
and
okay.
Even if it's a 1, you're still doing damage and hit stun,
Yeah,
so you can still combo off of it.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't like backfire on you.
Whereas like the idea of potentially spawning a boogeyman that damages you, it's like, then people just won't use the move.
Yeah.
To that end, we actually have an unused boogeyman asset that never really made its way. Maybe we'll put it as like a taunt or an ending or like an outro.
Yeah, we could do something like, I think if we put it like if he showed up in the stage
make him dance
every
on
now,
the stage.
Yeah.
We definitely do want to add like more things for existing characters. We have them like more skins and maybe even more animations.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
It's so hard because like you gotta kill your ideas early sometimes.
Yeah. Well, especially with games and like with any creative art form, you have to eventually kind of you're never gonna stop wanting to tweak it or thinking of new things that like, I would polish this, I would do this a little bit differently. Eventually you just kind of have to let it go out in the wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of stuff we would love to do in the future.
If anyone wants to join the lobby, there appears to be a spot open. I'm not sure if Spook's coming back or not, but hey, snipe that spot, put your quarter down. Tomatoes versus crystals.
Yeah, I was getting real locked in there.
My favorite. I really like playing Crystal as an aggressive rushdown and not as a projectile zoner. Like I really like getting that power dunk into the air spear into power dunk combo.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
And then like getting the air crystal cancel so that you can place a ground crystal and just do aerial damage. Mm-hmm. Suppressing fire. Yo, Me Mansion is here with another raid as well. Party's here.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Maybe I'll take this.
Yeah, go for it. Here, I'll take a look at the
old chat.
Yeah.
Come on over. Let's see if I can do any better than Ori. The answer is yes.
That's fine.
Look at this scrub. Doesn't even have shadow or gold unlocked.
That's because all of my testing save data is gone.
That's true.
Yeah, I gotta unlock all my stuff on PC again. Oh yeah, we've got the voice of Original in chat.
Yeah.
What's up, Cass?
AMA or AHA. Ask her anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had a dev team launch party via like Google Hangouts a few weeks ago just to get everyone in the same room, and we had every voice actor online at one point.
That was really nice.
That was great.
Yeah. Felt so good seeing everybody all together, even in a virtual kind of way.
Oh, that red brick! Oh my god!
It's a clone.
Oh my god!
Uh oh.
Damn it!
Whoa! See that launch into soccer ball?
Yep.
From across the stage?
Oh my god!
Yeah. How much better are you than me?
You know
at
what?
This game
Shut
right
up!
now?
Hey, whose name is on the life bar?
Damn it. Yeah, I'm losing in spirit.
Oh, as is the case. Oh my god. Well, you know what?
Oh man, I love that. Like, we've definitely seen like high level play has emerged within Mighty Fight to even a degree that I didn't anticipate, and I love it. Like people are getting real good.
Yep. Provider showed where the ceiling is, and then if you guys haven't watched our Red Bull tournament from December, there's some great high-level play going on there.
Oh yeah.
Also, our QR3, there were some really good, like interesting tactics. Like someone almost made Provider bleed.
Yeah. We've got the VOD of that on Twitch as well, and we should. I'll get that onto YouTube this week.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? Shut up.
I didn't say a word, except for all those times that I did. This
That's
whole
true.
match. Oh man. Let's see.
1 second.
Looking at the PS4 version of this soon. Thank you. Yeah, if you're just jumping in, we've got you can get Mighty Fight both on or not both, but like on Steam for PC as well as PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we're everywhere where people play fighting games.
Yes. Hey, shout out to the Killer Instincts crew. Though.
Shout out to
I
KI
love-
community.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on PC too.
You're right, it is on PC.
Yeah.
Got a question. Is Mighty Fight repped at EVO?
We want to be. We've been there in the past. So we have been a part of the community, like the mix indie section at EVO for 2 years.
Yeah.
And we absolutely want to be repped at EVO, but we need to start figuring that out now that there's new ownership. And
Yeah.
EVO's kind of going through a lot of changes at the moment.
But hey, if you want to see Mighty Fight at some events, then make your voices heard.
Yeah. We actually also want to like really start rolling out our official esports program, as it were. We just want to grow the community a bit first before we do, because obviously it needs players for viability, but we really do want to support the competitive scene for it. Cause
Absolutely.
I think there's just even an arena fighter needs to have some representation at the competitive stage beyond minors, right? Like
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I think the big strength of EVO and why it's such like events like Combo Breaker and DreamHack and the like are so beloved over the years is because they represent fighting games as a whole, and there are so many different kinds of fighting games out there. Like if you're into like even within the umbrella genre that is arena games, there's like anime arena games like the Naruto games and like Jump Force. There's Power Stone and like our kind of like the sort of setup that Mighty Fight's within. But then there's also 3D fighters like Tekken and Virtua Fighter and Dead or Alive. They're all, even amongst themselves, very different. And it's been great to see that like there's a scene for basically everything.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see. Too many games. I think did we do too many games with Mighty Fight?
I don't think we've actually ever done TMG with Mighty Fight,
Yeah.
but we'd love to. Like, look, I love Philly.
Yeah.
I love TMG.
We've definitely been to too many games a bunch, just like on our own.
Yeah, I definitely showed off Use Your Words there at least once. But yeah, I really enjoy that con. MagFest obviously is where we've showcased it at that event a bunch because it's our home away from home, or at least was for a while.
Yeah.
We'll see how it shakes out moving forward. Man, the meta in a 3-for-all is so...
Well, it's such a... It's like, who do I focus on? And like, while my back is turned, especially when you've got like really zoning strong characters like Crystal flanking you. Actually, everybody in this match is pretty well equipped to deal with each other from a distance.
Yeah, we can all deal with each other's shit.
Yeah.
Although Heckbait in that hype factor, I don't like.
That's pretty scary if he gets in your face. Good use of the negative edge knife toss.
It's one of my favorites. People forget he has that tool. And it's really good because it's actually even faster than Crystal's by just a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a decent shutdown, but it doesn't do a lot of hit stuns. So.
It's just sometimes like, you know, your basic your grenades are a little more unpredictable. They bounce. Also, I don't know if people have really taken a notice of this because I don't think we may or may not call it out explicitly, maybe in the missions. But when you're in Stingray's hype attack install. Ooh, nice. You used a breaker to get out of that?
I did.
Nice.
But it's all for naught because there's time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But yeah, when you're in his hype attack install, you actually get faster grenade tosses.
I think we do call it out in the move list, but
I think there's a mission I remember uses a grenade as an aerial juggle. So I think we call it out there.
yeah.
But it's sort of a hidden technique.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question about possibility of physical release, maybe for Switch. And then another question, is Heckbane Macho Man meets Bebop? Yes to that.
Yeah, I mean...
Absolutely.
Yes. I don't even think, like, there's no nuance there. Yes.
Yeah.
Physical release, we absolutely want it to happen, and we are having active conversations.
Yeah, nothing to announce, but it's something we're looking into.
Yeah, and absolutely we want to make it happen. Especially we want to bundle all our DLC into the inevitable physical release.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a cool bundle with the vinyl soundtrack, because that's going to be something I'm just really excited about. I'm a big vinyl file.
Yeah, same. My VGM vinyl collection is starting to... I'm getting to that point where you need like a whole new set of like storage for vinyl.
Fun fact: this stage we played chicken with ourselves and self-censored ourselves on this.
Yeah, there was a joke in here that I don't think like the joke in and of itself was gonna get us into trouble, but just some of the logos.
The logos.
I think we're a little too close.
Our level designer, like one of the level designers on this, Steph, who you would know from all the awesome environments on Guacamelee, and Guacamelee 2, and Severed. But he loves puns, and he loves like making really bad cringy pun jokes. So he did a whole Dad or Alive versus Smash Mothers.
Yeah, Super Smash Mothers.
And the logos were so spot on, like he was so good at what he did, that we were just really concerned that Nintendo might flag us. So we replaced it with the Heckbane Says Recycling poster.
Yeah.
We kept Prance Revolution in though, because like, come at us.
Yeah. It's funny. So there's a Prance Revolution joke in Onward.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, but I remember that was the last thing I saw in theaters before like lockdown
God
happened.
Damn that tech.
It was months after we had already gone into early access, so we were there first.
Yep.
Pixar.
And if those of you who played us in early access, you would have seen our now censored. The man doesn't want you to see. Oh my God, that.
You may still be able to see it in the level select screen.
Oh yeah, it is still there.
Because we never updated that picture.
Oops.
So yeah, Let's see.
Mango's schooling us, by the way.
Mango's really good. Mango was in the, I believe, in the QR3 tournament.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. What am I doing? Playing like you?
A2 Brute.
Look, you've known forever that I'm Brutus.
It's like if Brutus was friends with Caesar, but the entire time he was like jokingly stabbing him with like a wooden knife.
Well, at least no one would have been surprised when it finally happened.
It's like, oh, that one was real. It doesn't see the lobby anymore. I think it's set to private at the moment, just because I think right now there's a thing where it sets itself to private during a match.
Yeah, we put that in to stop some weird bugs.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a second. I'm gonna pop back to lobby after after Mango wins this match. Not to disparage Tim Lee, but he's got a stock advantage.
But yeah, no, we'll go back to the lobby and get that fourth slot filled.
Oh my god!
I love that. That's my favorite tech to come out of Killbot players is the just getting the uppercut but short falling so that you can just do another uppercut.
Oh, swagging on that time.
I don't think I ever noticed until that zoom in the very Virtua Fighter strike fist portrait.
That's
Really, really good.
That's a Steph specialty. Lobby's back open.
Awesome.
I'll be right back.
Dream DLC. We have lots of stuff we would love to do. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm afraid of like calling anything out because I don't want to like jinx it or anything. But like, there's lots of other IP that I would love to be able to work with, and there's stuff that we've there's definitely ones that we like reached out for and that didn't happen, but there's lots more that I'd love to still explore. Let's see. I can go with Original again. You know what? I really would love to do a Shovel Knight thing. I know Shovel Knight's like really has really become like the crossover king, but I'd love to even do like something like like King Knight or Spectre Knight, and like some of those other like playable ones have been really, really fun. Or even like somebody who didn't end up being playable, like
The Boz.
the Boz. Oh man.
Oh, so Shantae, interesting question, because as we mentioned earlier, we're very close friends with the folks at Way Forward, and they're the guys who helped us land Kunio and Ricky through their connection with Arc System Works, and we actually have talked with Matt Bozon about the idea of Shantae, and this was really early on when the game was like still kind of taking form, and there were just a lot of questions about how Shantae could work in 3D.
Yeah, well,
her hair is very tricky.
Well, especially like Shantae is a character who has only ever been portrayed in 2D, and I think that a big part of that is the appeal. So like, it's not that it couldn't be done, but it's just like that'd be pretty challenging to like really get right.
Yeah, it's something we definitely want to make happen, and like, obviously for us, it's twofold. We want to do it for a character that we love. We also want to do right by the character.
Yeah. And
that's the number one thing for us. We want to make sure that's something we can really nail.
Yeah, I would never want to do something where like there's certain characters I'd love to be able to work with, but if it doesn't make sense in like an aesthetic way that makes it feel disingenuous to like fans of that property, I wouldn't want to do it.
So number one, someone's asking on Dream DLC. I guess that might was like.
Yeah, so that was I wasn't sure if I wanted to say or not because I don't want to like jinx anything, but there's like lots of stuff I'd love to work with.
Yeah.
Like I'm openly like a very huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan.
Yep.
And like anything.
Adam's here.
Hey.
Yo, welcome, Adam. Yeah, we're big Sega marks in this household. We absolutely like. There's a big Motobug plushie here.
Oh yeah, that was a custom one that I had done by I can't remember their name. I gotta look that up. But yeah, it was an artist on Twitter who was making these Badnik plushies, and like I had to. Yeah. I've been meaning to get a yooka-laylee one too. I want to get like stuff for every character we've worked with.
This one's for AR. SOR. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, Streets of Rage would be one for
small
sure.
Italian Mario guy from Nintendo. Oh man. Yeah, when pigs fly, we're likelier to get Gino. My dream DLC, dream crossover. TMNT would be a huge crossover dream for me. Wolfgang Krauser or Terry or Geese.
Yeah, somebody from
Fatal Fury specifically. Like that, it's my most beloved fighting game franchise, and I'm so happy to see them get love lately. You know what, Sparkster would be really fun. I could see right away. There's something about like the way that Sparkster's whole bit is like propelling themselves and bouncing off of like surfaces. I think that would play really well with like the wall bounce system here. Ooh, Adam's saying get Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. I'm like,
oh man,
absolutely,
yeah.
We would love to, and like, hell, give us like Neo Zed. Or sorry, that's Shinobi.
That's Shinobi.
What's the boss? What's his stupid name? The guy they resurrect.
Starts
with a Z. It's another Z character.
Oh.
Damn it.
Zaibata? No. There was a Ninja Gaiden game that had that name or something like it. I don't know.
Oh, and like, so as Spook was saying, get a Skullgirl as DLC. I would love to figure out how to work that in 3D.
That was kind of what I was thinking of, like in terms of like characters that are really. It'd be like doing like, I guess like Smash has shown you can do 3D Cuphead and people are happy with it. But so much of Skullgirl's whole aesthetic is the hand-drawn look and like
squash and
yeah,
stretch.
and like you can do it.
That would be a fun challenge.
You could absolutely do it. It's just like I think the fans expect a certain
Jackie-O.
kind of thing.
Yes, thank you.
Jackie-O.
No, like from Ninja Gaiden. Jackie-O is the boss.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. I thought you said Ricky-O for a second. My brain went to Ricky-O.
Oh. Yes, I get Ricky-O.
But yeah. Jackie-O from the Ninja Gaidens.
Yeah, and Axel from SOR is obviously a dream for us as well.
Yeah, Streets. I think we did when Streets of Rage 4 came out. We did like a whole thing where the two of us did a playthrough of it, start to finish, and that's a big one for me.
We're in the office right now, and just on the other side of this wall that we're looking at, we've got a big like screening room that we built out with our office neighbor, and it's fantastic for gaming and just for chilling, and that's where we played Streets of Rage 4 the day it came out. Like we waited. I think we were here at midnight when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Jackie-O is a demonic 80s flesh nightmare. He looks like a sick Power Rangers monster. Yeah, he does.
Oh man, Power Rangers would be a fun one.
Power Rangers would be a fun one. Also, like just works with the aesthetic.
Yeah.
We actually, one of the early character designs we had that we just didn't follow up on was a Sentai team, and we didn't follow up on it because we're like, oh, that means making a lot of characters.
Yeah.
But the idea of being able to like hot swap between members of your Sentai crew was something that we were really considering, which would have been awesome.
I mean, there's so much like obviously with our Power Stone influence, I'd love to get like Edward Falcon or somebody from the Power Stone series, but like even like just speaking about Sentai, like you see how fun like Beautiful Joe or somebody would be in this. Like,
give us Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Adam's saying that they did talking about the Power Rangers Hyper Fighter. It is so good.
It's awesome.
That's a game that's really come into its own, which I actually really appreciate because like I bought it day one, and much like fighting EX Slayer, I loved it in concept and I didn't really like love it enough to main it. But the work and love they've put in to make that game super viable is incredible. like playing it recently, it's a completely different game. I think we just watched. There was a tournament in January that was super solid.
Oh, you see that? I canceled the detonation because I was going to be too far away, and
Yep.
definitely didn't try to match Super Dash.
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah,
didn't try to match
yeah,
Super
yeah.
Dash.
Not at all. Not at
Yo,
all.
Skullomania for Mighty Fight.
Skullomania is the truest Sentai hero.
So real talk, there was a game for the PS1 called Fighter Maker, and it was a literal, hard to use, ridiculously awful game that allowed you to make your own fighting game. You can pick characters, literally hand animate moves in them in 3D. And Skullomania, for whatever reason, was in Fighter Maker.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even an Eureka development, I don't think. It
Was it not?
No, I think it was by the guys who made Princess Maker. And all that.
Oh. Okay.
But I was obsessed with Fighter Maker. I played the shit out of it, and that was my introduction to Skullomania because I didn't know about Street Fighter EX yet. It was 97 or whatever. I didn't know, or 98. I didn't know about Street Fighter EX. And yeah, that was my introduction to Skullomania, and like that weirdo has followed me through.
I still, oh man, I wish.
What's the super buff Skullomania that they added to Fexel?
Yeah. Damn it, I don't remember.
Have y'all discussed Shovel Knight? We have. We have actually reached out and had a brief conversation with Yacht Club about it, but they're trying to tone down the licensing of Shovel Knight because they kind of went everywhere for a while.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, Shovel Knight's the king of indie crossovers so much that I think he's a little expected at this point, which kind of dilutes the surprise of a guest character reveal. But I'd still love to explore someday some of the other Shovel Knight universe characters.
Oh yeah.
Because I actually really loved Spectre Knight's campaign. I liked even I think it became. I don't think it's the favorite of the three, but I really like Plague Knight as a play style. I think he's
so tricky.
He's super weird, and just something about his propulsion as a mechanic is so unreliable in a satisfying way.
I keep going back and forth on Spectre Knight versus King Knight as my favorite.
King Knight's pretty funny.
I really like that we fixed that bug, so hopefully.
Oh yeah,
it
eating
the ground on the projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mona, Plague Knight and Mona. Yeah, that could be a cool a super assist.
Yeah, if there was the two of them, that'd be fun.
Yeah, guest characters are fun because we coming up with a moveset and figuring out viability is so difficult.
Yeah, well, especially when they come from different kinds of games. What I love doing is making in some way making their moveset feel authentic to their original game, but also the style of game that they're from. If they're from a platformer like yooka-laylee, they're extremely mobile. They have different their aerial can be used neutral or going forward, their tongues and everything.
We wanted to pull as much from the games as possible and make them work in a fighting context. Specifically the aerial. When we were designing the moveset, we originally only had the neutral flip, but we were going back because we'd been playing a lot of Impossible Lair. But we went back and played the OG yooka-laylee again for inspiration. And I was like, I really do like the carry forward of the tail flip.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how can we make that work? And so we actually just added the mechanic of aerial directional inputs.
Yeah.
And that's actually finding its way into Kunio and Ricky. So
yeah, it's true. It kind of just established a whole new kind of move that now we kind of pulled from a little bit more.
Ooh, Trace from Axiom Verge. That would be a really interesting zoner. Because well, zoner, yes, but I think the drill would probably play into it quite a bit.
Yeah, I haven't played much of Axiom Verge yet, but I love the look and aesthetic of it. It's very much evocative of some of the original Metroid areas.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many interesting weapon types in that game that I think would be fun to pull from.
Fun fact, we actually, while at the office today, just working on stuff, I just jammed through the Axiom Verge soundtrack.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Let's see. Alyssa LaSalle from Cosmic Star Heroine. I am bereft in that I own Cosmic Star Heroine, but I haven't played it yet, and it's right up my alley. It's like a Phantasy Star kind of inspired JRPG.
Ooh.
It's really like, the disrespect.
Oh, all right. Oh, and I ran out of time too.
Oh, Adam's remember that one player high fantasy fighting game? Yeah, Red Earth.
Red Earth. Yeah.
I can't remember the lion dude's name from Red Earth, but that game was rad.
Yes.
Moke Jones. Is that? Sorry, Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Yeah.
That's not the guy from. That's not a Yakuza character, is it?
It says from Nintendo, but I don't know.
Mike Jones.
Good night, Spook. Thanks a lot for hanging with us.
Thank you. If anybody wants in the 4-player slot, we've got some. One sec.
Lobby is open. There is a slot. Call in all takers. Mm-hmm. Oh, from Star Tropics. That's the dude from Star Tropics. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
Yo, okay.
Star Tropics would be fun.
We had a yo-yo character that we
did.
We had a yo-yo character designed, and then I think we came to our senses and went, do we really want to do yo-yo rope physics as one of our launch characters?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that.
that was even a thing with I think Lex's original design. She had more of chain whip stuff.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a Kusarigama.
Yeah.
Where you get one end and she throws it out and pulls it back in.
Yeah, we kind of got cold feet on chain physics.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Cloth and chain are difficult.
Yeah.
And especially with online.
Yeah.
And honestly, with all the talk about developer reuse and stuff that's been going on social media, I'm a big fan of doing things smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And anything that could really blow up, that's why when we added presents to Toe Jam and Earl, they're one of the first things to be really buggy. Yo, AJ's in the lobby.
Hey! What up?
Which turtle would you guys have if you could, or would it be like Injustice 2 and you would switch between them? So ideally,
That's a good question.
So I think that the turtles are big enough to warrant their own moveset each.
Yeah, I agree.
I would pick, I think Raph probably. Donnie because you got Tech and Gizmos.
He would,
for a moveset.
Yeah, I could see that. That has a little bit more,
Rush
a little more like variance in his moveset, which could be interesting and especially in an arena setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Maybe we should just make a fighter, a tournament fighters, if you will.
It's funny if we got the Turtles license and the mandate was it had to be a single character. Maybe this sounds like sacrilege, but I feel like I would pick somebody who isn't one of the Turtles.
Shredder?
Either Shredder or Splinter, maybe Casey, maybe even April, or like a Triceratops not cool enough.
Oh my
War.
God.
Baxter Stockman, that's who we'd pick.
Yo, no shit talking Baxter.
To terminate the Turtles.
It's tough. If you can't have all 4 turtles, you might as well not have them.
If I did have to pick one of them, I think probably maybe Leo, just out of the fact that he's the leader, and he's the more seasoned fighter. I think of all of them. Raph's kind of a poster boy. Raph and Mikey are kind of poster boys.
Which Baxter Stockman, the Flyman or the deranged dude from 2003?
Obviously.
The Flyman.
Flyman. We have. Do we have 2 of the same color alt for Heckbane?
We do, and I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's interesting. I know which one I am.
But that's fun fact, actually, we did reach out to Stan Sakai, creator of Usagi Yojimbo, about getting Usagi Yojimbo in the game.
Yeah.
And Stan's assistant got back to us and was like, okay, I will pass this on to Sakai-san and let you know. Mm-hmm. And then we never heard back.
Yeah,
so.
that was more than a year ago, so...
People surprise you. They might... Bucky O'Hare. I'd like to put Bucky O'Hare in this game.
I also would like to put Bucky O'Hare in, but for years I was convinced that Bucky O'Hare was a like a trick everyone was playing on me, because like how could I not have heard of this thing? It had like multiple games and a cartoon and everything. Like I never experienced the Bucky O'Hare phenomenon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have seen the arcade game at some point, but it's such a blur.
The NES game is classic.
The arcade game's really cool too, actually. Like it's
Skullmageddon. That's a recommendation. Yeah.
Yes.
I would love Skullmageddon. It's so funny because again, one of the things when we were having a conversation with Kaneko-san at ARC, he was like, okay, do you want River City, Kunio and Ricky, or would you prefer Billy and Jimmy from Double Dragon? Because wouldn't that be more popular in the West? Would you prefer that? And I was like, no. I mean, yes, we would love to work on those characters. And I was like, look, if we do a good job, if we work together really well, and you like working with us, we'd love to talk Double Dragon.
Yeah.
But my heart is really in the Kunio franchise. And I was like, and these guys are going to be like, for a chance to bring them into 3D for pretty much the first time.
Yeah, like there's been a couple DS games, I think, maybe even just one, where there's been 3D models of the Kunio cast, but it's pretty rare. Like the Kunio games have really stuck to their original 8-bit aesthetic for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that there was something about that. It was just like really, really interesting as a challenge to like bring that to a modern 3D game.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, welcome to the chat, Julian Mario.
Hey.
Sweet name. As a fellow Julian, I rock it to my core. Yeah, Bimmy and Jimmy would be so much fun. I would think we would have a harder time making a different moveset for Bimmy and Jimmy than we would for Kunio.
I think just like we'd have to pull from some pretty obscure places to think of some like really clear differences, because I think there's some. Is there any specific moves between the two in like Double Dragon Neon or?
I don't think so.
There have been Double Dragon fighting games where Billy and Jimmy are separate characters.
Call them Bimmy and Jimmy.
Yeah.
The Double Dragon.
You know what I mean.
Double Dragon 5 for SNES and Genesis is a fighting game.
Yeah.
Based off of the cartoon, which I don't even think aired. Like, I think Double Dragon cartoon got a pilot and didn't get off the ground.
Was it on like UPN or something?
I think it was one of our DHX recorded pilots. We used to work for the company that like made all your childhood cartoons.
Yeah.
Like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Like Deke, the guys who ended up what Deke ended up becoming. Ori and I used to work there.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we had access to all these weird pilots, like the Bubsy pilot and the Battletoads pilot.
Yeah. Oh man, Battletoads pilot is bonkers. It's like, it's not. I don't want to just like drag the Battletoads pilot for a minute, but like, there's something about like the Battletoads have a very clear aesthetic, and 50s diner kind of like doo-wop music isn't that.
That's
and I don't.
Hit Chief.
Anyways,
but yeah, so Double Dragon 5 has all these characters, and I'm like, who the fuck is Lockjaw? Who's this Dominique Dominatrix lady?
Oh man, I gotta get out of this tomato.
Oh, that's a death trap.
Yeah.
And maybe Breaker.
You can get out of that with a hit stun degradation eventually.
Yeah.
I'll take one for the team and get him out.
But yeah, so like the Double Dragon cartoon was such a weird pilot, and then they made this game based on it. But then to one up the Americans who made that game, Japanese developers made a Saturn fighting game based on the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Movie of Bobo is in a fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we had a question from AR. What version of Axel would we go with if we could?
You know what?
Classic SOR 1, 2, 3, or SOR 4 Axel?
I think it would be pulling more from the moveset of 4, just because 4 has the most expanded moveset that Axel has. But I think it would be like an alt costume situation where you could have classic Axel visual aesthetic or the new version.
We'll get Yuzo to record his voice through a filter again, Bit Crusher.
Yeah. Oh man. But no, like 4 it made me really happy in that like we went to Bit Summit.
Yep.
I think it was at least a year before the game came out.
It was Bit Summit 2019. It was the last year we were allowed to leave the country.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, then there was they were there and showing off Bare Knuckle 4, and I was highly anticipating it, so I was really nervous and curious to see how it would play. So I picked Axel because Axel's my boy.
Yeah.
That was great. But Axel's been my boy since SOR 1, and I dropped in and I'm like, okay, let me just do the grand upper input. It's there. Okay, let me do just let me try like the double dash forward stuff is there.
Mango.
This is some BM. No respect.
Okay, so Zamias is asking. Go keep talking.
Oh, sorry. Just to end that story, just like I was so thoroughly impressed with Streets of Rage 4, like all the way through, and I actually really love the redesign for Axel. I think like just the hints of the white shirt underneath, but like showing that time has passed is really cool.
I would definitely want an SOR3 alt costume because I love that. And like
with the yellow
shirt.
Yeah.
I actually like that a lot. I know people don't like it because it's like the US non-canon version of Bare Knuckle 3, but I like that yellow and black.
Yeah, and 3 just has like so much more like speed and like interesting mechanics to it.
Mango.
Damn. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Zamias is asking. I know that everyone we've been talking about are just dreams, or maybe not. But you mentioned some obscure and amazing characters like Jackio from Ninja Gaiden or Sparkster. I don't know. I can expect anything from you guys, and that actually is so awesome. I'm gonna be waiting to play as Jackio, honestly. Honestly, like it all depends, right? It's licensing is hard, right? Because it's even like there's a money game. Like if you're a big developer and you've got cash to throw around, it's a lot easier to license things.
Yeah.
But there's the other angle is the like we showing that we care enough to like make that to discount that licensing fee enough that indies like us can afford it, right? Yeah. And oftentimes that's the case is like having to really show how much we love what we're trying to work with. Yeah. That's why we tend to only pursue the stuff we want to work with.
Yeah.
Because like there's always a cost associated with it, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And there's a cost to making the content. But finding a partner that has faith in us is really good. Which is why like we've kind of toned down and ramped down our pursuit of new licenses until we deliver on Kunio and Ricky and Miriam. Yeah. And that's mostly because like we want to prove to you guys that we can deliver. Yeah. We want to prove to the world that like we can take your characters. And like with ToeJam and Yuka, I think we did that.
I think that was like definitely like ToeJam and Earl, we reached out to them first, and like it was we got Yuka not long after, but it was something of a proving point, I think, for us to show that this is how we can treat licensed characters, and like this is like we put a lot of love and care into making sure that they were super authentic to the source material. I always love the design philosophy that Sakurai puts into Smash characters, where there's so many like little things that if you're the biggest ToeJam and Earl fan in the world or the biggest yooka-laylee fan in the world, there's gonna be little things that you're like picking up on that no one else does. And
Cartos.
Yeah,
I really like the story, and Adam, who's in the chat right now, absolutely nailed the illustrations for it. But just the Blastos taking credit for the win was something that we had a really big laugh with Gavin and Daly over at Playtonic.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I was really shout outs to the DK Universe or the
DK
people.
Vine?
Yeah, DK Vine, the guys who do the Conversation podcast. That was really like the test of like, well, I hope this rings true to like fans of Rare properties and like the aesthetic of
combo.
Nice. That was a great. This is why I think there's a real future for like if people pick this up as like a doubles game.
Yeah, because like four for all. I think someone in our Discord the other day was asking about like, well, is four for all like competitive? And the answer is like eventually it becomes that because it comes down to two players who are. It's like poker.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like
poker's a competitive game, but a full table of 9 ain't competitive. It boils down to
like the more players that you get with vested interest, the more chaotic it's going to be.
Yeah.
But like
we got Provider of Souls in the chat.
Hey,
the reigning champ.
It is the reigning champ. Probably what I would describe as the world's best Mighty Fight player.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I wouldn't even probably. I would definitively say that Provider is the world's best, with like Mango coming in close second.
Yes.
Almost untouched the last round.
I also want to give a shout out to Aria. I wish I remember the last name on
Twitter.
On Twitter. Has a Twitter account. They do the YouTube channel called Mind Over Mix Up. Just doing like awesome combo videos and deconstructions of fighting game systems. Has been posting some amazing touch of death combos with just about every character so far.
Yeah, it's great to see like natural TODs with pretty much every member of the roster.
Yeah, she's been fantastic.
That's actually something that real talk, I don't know is possible. I didn't know that you could get a TOD with pretty much everyone. Like there are characters that we knew. Right?
We put an achievement in because we knew that there was at least one character that could perform a true TOD. And there's like, if you go into arcade mode, like one of the easier ways to do it is with shadow costumes.
Provider's been Mango all along.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, Mango. Oh,
no
okay.
Shit. I was like, that was some real Provider tech with the Killbot.
Oh damn.
Damn it.
I thought. I couldn't remember if your in-game handle was the same as your online handle. Okay, so yeah, of course, that's why I was like, oh, Mango, I remember you from the QR3 tournament. It's like, because of course it's Provider.
Damn it.
Well, he's been whipping our butts all night.
But yeah, there's like a whole laundry list of things that we want to keep adding to the game, and like, it's really going to be just an element of like whether or not we can grow the community, because it's fighting games, like FGC people are slow to adapt on new things because especially if you're playing pro, you've got a whole bunch of other stuff you're focusing on.
And especially if it's a new property that isn't like the next Street Fighter or like kind of an expected IP, there's a little bit more of a there's a little more you have to prove as an indie title, but it's made me very happy to see like certain names keep popping up and like the community's building more and more, and the more if you want to see more Mighty Fight, you want to see more characters, like tell your friends and and just stick around and
we're trying to really reach out to people's locals to and again, like, what's a local in the age of COVID?
Yeah. Hopefully we're getting close to being able to go to physical events again, but
I think there's a horizon there.
Yeah.
Zamius is asking about full OST. Yeah, so we're not live anywhere yet, but we will be launching the digital version of the soundtrack very soon on Spotify, Bandcamp, Steam, various other digital places. And we are also doing a full vinyl physical release of the soundtrack that comes with a digital code as well. So if you want a collector's item, you can get it, and if you want, and you still have the digital, you can listen to. But if you're a turntable junkie like me, you'll have something to spin. And we're partnering with the Yeti on that. We're also talking with them about maybe doing some Heckbane merch and other kinds of like apparel. We'll see what comes of it. Yeah, they're a great partner, fantastic people to work with, and it was really it made me happy that we got to work with just such a great team there.
Yeah, the Yeti's one of those companies where I just really love their ethos and the way they do things, and they've been such a consistent force for good within the Games Done Quick community and all of their donations and support of those initiatives. So I was very happy to work with them.
Yeah, and I don't even know how I knew Glenn from the Yeti, but we just followed each other on Twitter for ages. And he's fellow Canadian, right? So and I just reached out and I was like, hey man, here's what we're working on. Do you think this would be something you'd be interested in doing? And we just took it from there.
Oh, it's down to Tim Lee and Provider.
Yeah.
Classic matchup.
Julian Mario, you missed our entire conversation about what other characters we'd like to bring in if we can. There are a lot. We made some. We had some jokes, but some real ones.
Yeah.
You know what? Like talking about modern games, there are characters from like modern. Like I would love a Sans Undertale.
Yeah. Actually, even like from the Deltarune cast, I think Susie would be a really
Susie would be fun.
Susie would be really fun.
Or like characters from Five Nights. Like I think a creepy animatronic or a set of creepy animatronics could do quite well in a mighty fight.
That'd be fun.
It's hard though, right? It's about like for the other characters that we have, I've leveraged people that I know. For Igarashi, again, friends of mine worked on Bloodstained. So, and I'd hung out with Igarashi-san when we were at Bit Summit in Kyoto. And so, like, it was an easier conversation to have than, say, like, we're a rando approaching someone, Scott, the guy who created Five Nights, Scott.
Oh.
Atkins, Scott something. Oh. But, like, again, I don't know him.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot harder to have that conversation when you don't know the person, right? And
yeah.
I really do like meeting new people, and, like, that's what's killed me even more so about COVID is the inability to go to like GDC or DICE or any of the events where I just love to go out and schmooze.
Yeah. Double kill bot.
Scott Pilgrim would be a great one, actually.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Ask Brian Lee O'Malley. He's in the city.
He is, I mean, like, it's Toronto.
Yeah. We have mutuals. I didn't actually. I actually never thought about Scott.
We have played several of the venues that Scott Pilgrim has played fictionally.
Oh yeah. Do you have characters, OG characters that didn't make it in the game? Maybe some ideas, sketches, or something maybe for the future. Yes. So there's Lex Prime.
Yeah.
Who was our idea for like, we just thought people wouldn't like Lex. So we were coming up with this like jacked up kind of inspired by Rival Schools Akira Lex.
Well, especially like we hint at it in her story mode, but like the fact that like there are lots of copies of Lex and part of her code has gone missing, and one of the ideas behind that is that one of them went rogue, and that was like a whole different character, and then so like there's potential for there being this version of Lex that's like got their own motivations and like possibly a completely different moveset, and then Lex Prime. What does Lex look like when she's at full power? And like both of those were like really compelling and interesting, but like we just didn't have the time. Yeah,
that was kind of like our like what if Hexadecimal and Kara from Rival Schools had like a love child.
Yeah. So Remy ended up being our like direct JoJo reference as a character, but like talking about the Yo-Yo character.
Oh, Yo-Yo Star.
The original character idea was like this very like oh my god, Stardust Crusaders kind of like geez,
oh nice,
help me out. I don't know why I'm blanking on Joestar names.
Joseph Joestar, Jonathan Joestar,
Jotaro is the one I'm thinking of.
Jotaro Kujo?
It was in my mind it was very like Jotaro Kujo, but he's got like his whole thing is yo-yos. And his super would have been around Zawarudo.
Yeah, around Zawarudo.
Yeah.
It was gonna be really stupid.
Yeah, we were like really leaning into like direct character parodies at that time, and I think, just like what we were saying before, like the act of actually making realistic yo-yo physics was a little daunting, so we kind of walked away from it. But yeah. That was
AJ,
fun.
you didn't win, but you had fun. That's the name of the game.
Exactly.
What is the point of a loss if you ain't getting good? Oh, weird.
I think that's similar to what was happening with.
That's all right. It'll time out and eventually win for Provider.
He'll just flip off the audience for like 30 seconds.
Damn it. See, online bugs, kids.
Yeah. Game dev is hard.
Reboot characters would be sick.
Oh, man. If we actually got access to like legit reboot
Guardian Enzo.
Oh man, yeah, like season 3 Enzo, like Matrix. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or Andrea, she was good.
Yeah, It's funny. There was a moment today. Excellent. There's a moment today where I follow Agent M. On,
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan over at Marvel. I follow him on Twitter. And he was going through a bunch of his old stuff. He had like games and records and comics and stuff. But he had 2 action figures that I had of both Hack and Slash. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Who the hell are these guys?"
Damn it!
And I was like, almost ready to be like furiously like, "Well, actually, like."
Ryan was my coworker at when we were doing Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
He's a great dude. There's a terrible video of him interviewing me at Toronto.
Fan
Expo. That's
Yeah.
Yo, good night, Meme. Good night, James and AJ.
Oh, thanks for coming by.
A Captain Planet parody would have been funny. Yeah.
Oh man.
Some kind of it's weird because like
Sergeant Recycle.
We want to like walk the line between parodying stuff that people remember, but still making them interesting characters. That's always been the hard part, right?
The thing is, like, you want something that feels. Oops. You want, when we do characters, like, there's an obvious homage in mind when we go into it, but we also want people to care about our lore, and that only happens if we care about our lore.
Yeah.
So, we didn't want characters that were just outright jokes necessarily. Like, there's some that are like really silly, but like, if it's too direct of a parody, like if it's like, if it's something that's too derivative, then people only see the original character it's based on and not the new stuff that you brought to the table. So
you also don't want to be too obscure such that nobody gets your references.
Yeah. It's something with like Originelle. I remember thinking like, when we first came, it's very much she's the original character. She's the OC anime character. But I also didn't want that to feel mean-spirited to the people who make original anime characters. Yeah. Because like I did, I definitely grew up in that era.
It's more poking fun at ourselves.
Yeah.
People,
yeah.
Right?
I just didn't want it to feel like we're punching down or anything. Like we're not. We're laughing with, not at.
Daimo, you're hearing the word lore. Where can one read all the lore? We have an in-game museum mode that gives you a ton of lore, and each character has lovingly crafted animatics illustrated by our wonderful friend Adam Bryce Thomas, who is in the chat.
Yes.
Voice acted by a plethora of amazing voice actors, as well as Dave Dixon, Hyperion, tying it all together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all narrated by this unseen narrator who it happens to be the same announcer as the game, and it very much sounds like Hyperion himself in a fun way.
Yeah, so if lore is very important to us. Making the game, like creating a world we can build on is really important to us.
Yeah.
And like making something that people latch onto and think is cool is also very important. Right?
Yeah, like I want the people to, fighting game lore is a really big part of its appeal. Like especially with games like Mortal Kombat, when I was growing up, like all you really had were like, like the interstitials, like of, you win the tournament and then it gives you like a little brief description of what they do next. But like, I want people to like care about like what happens to Remy now, like what happens to like all of these characters after the tournament, or like what, how do these different endings work off of each other? Do the different relationships between each character, like even though they're from different universes, like there's now a established relationship between people like Heckbane and Strikefist.
Oh,
that's me.
That's
also
good. That's even better.
It's great when I get hurt.
But yeah, like it's funny though, because like we're not very serious people.
No.
So it's like
I sure hope I didn't teleport.
You definitely did. Like we're not terribly melodramatic individuals, so it's really hard for us to write a terribly serious narrative.
Yeah.
Like that's overarchingly serious. But the story mode. Oh man, I wish you guys could see the crazed scrawlings of a madman that I had on my wall.
Like all these post-it notes.
My living room wall was covered in like probably 40 post-it notes that Ori,
Yeah.
Brandon, and I had sat down like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, trying to connect what's going on this story. And we came up with this whole, we have a whole script written for it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, the treatment is done. And it was this idea of like you can't beat Hyperion at his own game, and like a whole like loop cycle going on of like you always lose, and overcoming the little bit of like a Doctor Strange Dormammu, I've come to bargain kind of thing, but not like trying to solve a closed time loop.
Yeah, like for the purposes of like the arcade endings there are in, like it's all like the what ifs of like what if each character was able to beat Hyperion, but like the story mode was really driving into like, well, what is it like being in a tournament where you're not really allowed to win?
And it sort of ended up being that Original was actually our main character, which it's funny because it doesn't really come off that way with the what if stories.
Yeah.
But for her, she's the only character of our cast that's like objectively good.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. Like, there's kind of a fun spectrum of our characters where like there's a lot of jerks in our cast. A lot of these guys are just terrible people.
Like Remy wants to make amends, and he wants
Yeah.
to. Oh no!
Oh, we had a disconnect.
We had a DC. But yeah,
shoot.
like Hyperion wants to atone. Sorry, Hyperion. Remy
Yeah.
wants to atone.
Yeah.
But like, private.
Oh, yep.
But Original is like the only one who she's pulled out of her. She's a hero of her own world, pulled
Yeah.
out of it just before she's about to die.
Yeah.
Because Hyperion thinks that's hype.
Yeah,
And-
and you have like characters like I think Heckbane's kind of emerged as like the de facto mascot of the game in some ways.
Yeah.
But he's not like particularly nice. He's like, I mean, he's a demon from hell.
But he's not.
He's not like
he's a very
evil.
nice. He's nice for a demon.
Yeah, he's not like evil. He's not like malicious. But he's kind of like self-absorbed and a little clueless. So he's not exactly like the hero of these characters by any means.
So I think we'll do a couple more
Yeah.
matches and then we'll call it. It's getting a little late here on the East Coast.
Yeah, true.
East Coast. Late for Julian
shoot!
Mario.
Sorry. I thought that was.
Damn
Shoot.
it.
That's okay. We'll do one and then we'll come back to a lobby and get at least one more 4-player. That's my bad.
Trigger finger.
Sorry. I saw. I thought I was hovering over my own ready symbol.
Sorry there, Julian. We'll be back in no time.
Oh man.
Double Remy all the way across the sky.
What does it mean? It's so intense.
I remember when T wrote Remy's theme, but also voices Remy.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was writing the song, like Remy's theme song, I was in Hong Kong, and there was just something so like magical about looking over like the bay on a balcony in Hong Kong, and just hearing the first pass at Remy's theme, this like soccer, like very Portuguese style samba.
Yeah.
With like soccer chants in it. I was like, oh, this is fucking perfect.
Yeah, T did such a fantastic job as Remy, and like all the soundtrack work between like everybody, but like just T and Landino just like really came through.
Oh yeah.
It's I couldn't be happier with the soundtrack. And
they fill such like niche gaps like within each other's styles. Like they really complement each other.
Absolutely.
Like we got that Jersey house for training is so good. Mm-hmm. And for the character select, we were like, can you make it a little third strike? How about a little third strike?
I remember for one of them, I remember giving the directions like, well.
Oh, yo, later, AR. Thanks, man, for coming out.
Oh, thank you. Have a good night. I just remember some of direction I gave on one of the songs was like, well, it's got to be like super fun and energetic, like something like like Tekken 7 or Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Jet Set Radio, like all these things that have no aesthetic similarity whatsoever.
I couldn't imagine 3 different sounding styles of game music.
When I'm composing my own works, I deal with that kind of thing all the time, and I just had the moment where I stepped back and like, oh, I just became that person.
Can you Naganumify it at least 10%?
Ooh, nice confirm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Provider provides. Shit. Let's go back to the
Yeah. We'll jump back to lobby.
I think this will be last match.
All right. Sorry about that, Julian.
This time, there you go.
There. All right.
But we're going to be doing this every 2 weeks.
Yes.
And the patch will be out on most platforms in the next few days. So Switch is going to take a bit longer. Unfortunately, Nintendo has to do a full submission review on every patch. So patching on Switch is a little slower. But we'll be getting rid of that pesky Zen handbag glitch and a bunch of the online glitches. So hopefully the experience as a whole just kind of lifts up. Yeah, and so one of the we haven't talked about it, but we got a chance to work with Minami Matsumai for our credits theme for the game.
Yep.
And Matsumai-san, you might know her best as being the composer of the original Mega Man. And I mean, she's prolific. She's composed many other games since then. I think she wrote Strike the Earth she did.
I know Propeller Knight stage.
Right, she did Propeller Knight stage for Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of tracks for Mega Man 10.
Yes.
And just an amazing composer, wonderful human being, can drink both of us under the table. And we were really lucky to be able to work with her on that for the soundtrack. And just so happy. Again, our credits theme, we were like, I think we just slid her the Streets of Rage 2 credits theme and went like, what do you think of this?
Yeah, just something that feels like kind of serene and like celebratory, like end of the day. We made it, like that kind of vibe to it. It absolutely provided.
We were originally going to do postcards in our credits because like part of our story credits we're going to be like, where are they now, and do it like each character is sending a postcard to Original of like how they've been doing. Kind of a little bit like how Power Stone or MVC2's credits had that kind of like little post touch.
I always loved the MVC2's is so interesting because it's like the story belongs to Ruby Heart, in so far as there is a story.
Yeah, the character everyone's like, who?
Yeah, but like the rest, like the credits is just like everybody from the Marvel and Capcom side just kind of having a party on this boat.
Yeah,
and it's just so fun. That's gonna hit.
Oh, that's gonna hit. Oh my god.
And I am on my last stock. Oh
my
no.
God. They broke him in half.
My God, don't do it. Don't do it, Killbot. Yes, I knew it.
The old walk-up counter.
And is he living? Yeah, get him with the Superman punch.
Roman Reigns over here. Oh, God.
Oh, that's...
Oh, no.
Oh, I got out of that just barely.
The old insult to injury.
Wait a minute, what the... Oh, that was just a rollback thing.
Oh, that almost.
Sometimes they trick you by throwing it out in a direction you don't expect.
So the Killbot's the same one Zap Brannigan fought? Yes.
I mean, his story is that he accidentally somehow hit his kill limit. So I guess that checks out.
It does check out.
Maybe there's the cinematic Futurama universe.
The FCU. Yo, Bender for Mighty Fight.
Oh my God, yes.
Give me John DiMaggio at least.
That would be so fun. Uh-oh.
Oh.
No amount of armor is going to save me there.
No.
I just love the imagery of Killbots like flipping off a helicopter.
Can someone
let's
take a
see.
stock off Provider? He's so close.
He's really close, actually.
They work together. By our forces combined.
It's gonna be like that scene in Civil War.
Oh my
where they
god,
pass
he
the
is on
shield.
Magic Pixel.
Oh, he's getting it back from Hype Factor though.
I know.
It's really smart use of meter, just to demoralize the opponent. Okay.
Can someone make him bleed?
He only got about like 20-30% back.
Oh,
Let's see if yooka-laylee can take
no,
a stock off
one
him.
and
Oh yeah, time. Well done, well done.
Champion of our tournaments and
The-
now champion of Wednesday night fights.
The once and future king.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna call it from here.
Well, thanks so much for coming by, and thank you for participating in the first of our community stream, like Wednesday night fights.
Yeah, we'll be doing this every other week, and we'll upload these VODs.
Yeah.
Just so for posterity, so we can be held accountable to the things we said.
Oh no.
Oh no! Actually, we just won't upload those ones. We'll
like-
edit them out. Like we'll just be
Yeah.
jumping around.
You know what character I really like? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, thanks so much, guys. It's been a blast.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah.
And seriously, we want to thank you again to everybody in the community and everybody who's been talking about the game on Twitter and just championing it and telling your friends, and the word of mouth thing really helps, and
Yeah.
and just it means a lot that you guys are sticking around, and everything we've seen from you guys at the high level has been so much more than we could have even imagined.
It's
So,
incredible.
Yeah.
If you're not in the Discord, we're discord.fightmighty.com.
Yep.
Where we got whole matchmaking set up there. People can play
Yep.
against one another.
You can find Julian and myself in there too, and you can ask us whatever questions you want.
Sometimes we answer them.
It's true.
On that note,
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody.
night, everybody.
See you next time.